Hi, welcome to my pretend cooking show. My name is Dina Mitchell and this is my kitchen. Prego, Ravioli di Zucca. It's pumpkin season, so it's also time for pumpkin ravioli. Let's get started. First thing you're gonna do is you're gonna roast the pumpkin. Cut off the top, slice it in half, scoop out the guts, put some olive oil on it, put it on a pan with parchment paper, bake it at 400 degrees for about 35-40 minutes until it's fork tender. The top will just come right off. And then you're gonna scoop it out into a bowl. You're probably gonna get a little bit more than what this recipe calls for, but you can use that rest of that pumpkin in all kinds of things, including making your own coffee, pumpkin coffee. All right, so I am zeroing this out. I'm gonna get 400 grams of this pumpkin. And you don't have to worry about pureeing it because you're just gonna mush it. As long as it's hot, then it's really easy to mash up like you would mashed potatoes. So I'm gonna get 400 grams. And I'll put the cups and all the proper measurements in the description. Okay, so I have 400 grams. Now I'm going to add 50 grams of Parmesan, or a half a cup of grated Parmesan. First time I fell in love with pumpkin raviolis was in Florence, and I absolutely love them. I can't believe that was the first time I ever had them. The next time I went back, they weren't around because they weren't in season. They're only made when they're in season. So, of course, you can make this with canned pumpkin, but better with fresh. And you have that for a couple months. Plus, you can freeze it, the pumpkin puree, up to 6 months. All right, so I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon, and I've got 15-year aged balsamic vinegar, so you see it's really syrupy, and I'm putting about a tablespoon in there, and I'll show you the one that I have. I really, really love it. This one here. Yum. And we're gonna put a little bit, probably about half a teaspoon or so of salt, kind of balance it, a little bit of pepper. I just like that extra flavor, and where did my nutmeg go? Aha, fresh grated nutmeg. And I'm gonna do about 10 or 12 swipes. It's gonna give me about a quarter teaspoon or to taste. There's a couple different recipes for the filling. I also really love the sweet one made with brown sugar and another sauce, and maybe I'll show you that one too. Okay. And you can always adjust these flavors per your taste, but that is the filling. I'm also gonna add a little bit of olive oil in here in a second. And I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons. You can always add a little bit more, sometimes I do, depending on how much water there actually is in the pumpkin. And then go ahead and give that a taste and see if you want to adjust it at all. I could do a little bit more salt, just to balance. And I'm probably gonna do some more nutmeg. Whoops, not a whole one. Another stir, and another try. Yum, really good. I still have all the flavors, natural flavor of the pumpkin, and again, you can adjust it, whatever your flavor is, to taste. Now, let's make some pasta. It's pretty easy. I am going to weigh out my eggs because in America, our eggs weigh less than they do in Europe. So, the typical recipe for pasta is 1 egg and 100 grams of flour. But being that their eggs weigh more, I'm gonna have to go a little bit less. See, my egg is only weighing about 51 out of shell, and I found theirs to be somewhere around 60. So I've got a total of 98. So I'm gonna go less flour. I'm gonna go probably about, where's my big spoon? I'm probably gonna start with about 185. I'm gonna zero this out again. And I'm just using 00 flour. Sometimes I mix it with a semolina as well. But this one I'm gonna go just straight the 00 flour. And there we go. I can always add more flour. And the easiest way to start it off is in the bowl and just mixing with the fork until it kind of starts to come together, and then I'll move it to the counter and knead it a few times until it becomes silky soft. There's so many different recipes for different sauces. I'm going to show you one with a sage butter sauce. There's 3 different sauces I like with this. I like a walnut cream as well, and I like a sage butter sauce with pecans, which is super good, great around the holidays. I'll show you that one next time, but we're gonna stick to the sage butter sauce on this one. Okay, so it doesn't look too wet so far. And I did 185 grams of flour in this one, and you saw just 2 eggs. I'm gonna move this to the counter, start kneading it, get it to come together. I could have probably even used less flour on this. Oh no, feels good, feels good. And I've got some semolina actually on the counter to help me knead it. So you're gonna knead this for a few minutes until it starts to get soft and silky on the outside. So I'm just gonna start it for you, and then we're gonna go to the one that I've already prepared, because after you've kneaded this a few times and it's really gotten together, gotten soft, you're gonna cover it with saran wrap, put it in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes. Because we worked it, we needed to chill out, we needed to relax. Okay. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't add more flour to this one. All right. I'm gonna wrap this one in plastic because it will dry out. Put that in the fridge for 30 minutes. And somewhere around here I have one that's already ready to go. Here we go. So after 30 minutes, it really does get even softer. And now we're gonna need the semolina flour. And I don't really have to roll it out so much, I just need to kind of get it started because we're gonna put it through, and you can roll this out yourself. You don't need a fancy attachment to your Cuisinart like I do, but this certainly makes it a lot easier. Alternatively, you can just get a pasta roller. It's so much easier than rolling it out, but you can roll it out too. Okay. So I'm starting on 1. I'm gonna put this through about 5 times or so. Oops. I'm gonna lay down some semolina flour. Just kind of dust my board. There we go. Put a little bit on this, not too much. Fold this over once, twice, turn the direction, send it through again, and again, fold it, send it through. And one more time, and now I'm going to change to number 3, which is a little thinner. I'm going to work up to getting to number 6. Fold it over, go through this way. Might need a little bit more flour at this point, just a little. time, and I'm going to change it to number 6. I want the dough to be thin enough where I can see my hands through it. That is perfect. All right, right now I'm going to drop my tortellini, or actually my ravioli that I've pre-made here, and just so they're ready, because I know they take about 4 to 5 minutes. Alexa, set timer for 4 minutes.
4 minutes, starting now.
Okay, that's enough for me. All right, so I've got this sheet of dough out here now. This part's pretty easy. I'm going to show you an easy way. I'm going to show you a couple different ways. So you can just take about a teaspoon size, and we put it right there with about 2 inches in between. Okay. Oop, that one's going to be a little bit too much. I'm going to show you another way too. Let's see. And some more of this wonderful filling. So this is going to give you about 4 dozen ravioli, depending on how big you make them. I'll do a little bit more on that one. All right. So the easy way, where is my pasta? She's a knife. Okay. So this first way, where I've just laid out 4 little dollops, it's pretty easy because all I have to do is fold it over, press in between, and all around. And if your dough is a little dry, you can dip your hand in water, but my dough feels really good, so I don't need to do that. But make sure you seal it really, really well. And you don't need a little special pasta roller, but just makes it easy. You can just do it with a knife. Now we've got 4 little ravioli. I'm additionally just going to press one more time and just make sure that they're really sealed all the way around and it's not opening up. I'm going to start my sauce. I'm going to do a ½ cup of unsalted butter, medium heat. Just stick the whole thing in there. I'm additionally going to add 4 leaves of sage. I'm going to put those on top so they don't hit it first. Now I'm going to show you that easy way I was telling you, or this other way. Let's see. I've got a little square here, and this is how you can make tortellini. And again, you can just use a knife and cut around this. All right. So I've got a little square. I'm going to take the 2 corners up and meet them, and then on the sides go around there, and it looks like I overfilled it a little bit. And then around, whoops, definitely overfilled that one. And then meet the bottom, up and around, seal that real good. Fold down the sides, and there is a little tortellini, and I'll do it for you again with a little bit less filling. Definitely should have been a teaspoon. Oh, Alexa, timer off. Those ravioli are about done. So I'm meeting the corners up, pinching along the sides, pinching, making sure that's really secure, And then the bottom here, folding this around, very, very tight around there. Now as it's sitting up towards me, I'm just gonna fold it down a little bit. And again, just give it one more pinch, just make sure it's all sealed. And there's my little tortellini. Those are ready to go. Let's see how the sauce is going. I think my tortellini are about done. I'm gonna hit the sauce with a little bit of kosher salt. Oh, I forgot to add salt to the tortellini. You're supposed to add a lot of salt to the water. Should be like sea salt. About 2 tablespoons. All right. You did say this is my pretend show, correct? Okay, so I'm gonna take my ravioli out and I'm gonna put them in the butter sauce. And they're gonna finish cooking. I'm gonna do a little bit of pasta water as well. And I'm actually making the sauce with the butter and a little bit of pasta water. Just so you can see here. Just gonna keep stirring so the gluten from the pasta actually mixes with the butter and the pasta water. So it'll thicken and make a cream type sauce. This is so good and so simple to make. This just takes a couple minutes as I showed you. Let's get ready to plate. Whoops. Move these guys. Once you've had pumpkin ravioli, man, it's hard to have any other. I really, really do love these little guys. So yum. And then we're gonna take the sage leaves and put them on top for a little bit of decoration. Maybe spoon a little bit extra sauce on there. And just to make it special, we're gonna hit it with the Amaretti cookie. There you go. And I get to try it. But of course I'll show you. Yum. Wow. So if you can see all that pumpkin in there and this butter sauce. Thank you for watching my pretend cooking show. My name is Dina Mitchell. One bite for you, one bite for me. So good. I need the extra minutes on there because the pasta is absolutely perfect. The pumpkin flavor comes right out. It's all perfectly balanced. It's so good. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching my pretend cooking show. Ciao.